everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Fitness Education Series produced by the Australian Fitness Academy. It's like progressive overload for your brain. I'm your host, Tom Rock, and today's episode we're going to talk about grip strength. So shout out to Mel. Mel, thanks for sending through your question for this podcast. So Mel was interested in how to improve grip strength, which is a great question. And it's not specific to a lot of people's programs, but there is clients out there that potentially want to improve their grip strength, and sometimes even if you're more into like deadlifts and bigger lifting, grip strength can become a factor too. So it may be something you look to prioritize in your program at some point at some time. So today we're going to delve into grip strength a little bit and give you some ideas and hopefully some resources to assist in improving it. And grip strength is not just for younger individuals or middle-aged, older adults. Grip strength can be a really, really useful tool, or grip strength training can be a useful tool to help maintain quality of life as well. So carrying the groceries in, maintaining function as an older adult. Grip strength can be important. So if you get to the point where you're struggling to open jars and things like that, grip strength training maybe of assistance. But we'll jump right into it. And I think when I looked into a little bit, there are some different types, I guess, of grip strength and different ways we can look to develop it. Some of these types we call are what called crush grip, which is basically how much force we can, crush an object between our palms and our fingers. So if we grip something as tightly as we can, how much force can we actually grip with? The next type is support grip, which is basically how long you can hold onto an object. So this could be like carrying the groceries. It could be like how long can you hang onto a deadlift bar if we're holding at the top of the deadlift, or how long can I say perform a dead hang. So if I'm hanging from a chin-up bar or the monkey bars, how long can I hang there for? So that's sort of your support grip. So it's not about how hard you can squeeze, but it's about how long you can hold on for. And the last type we'll sort of touch on is pinch grip, which is how hard you can pinch an object between your fingertips and your thumb. So, which is different to sort of grasping a tennis ball, which is a crush grip where you would sort of squeeze a tennis ball as hard as you can. This one is more related to the pinch grip. And when we're thinking about grip training in general, a holistic approach to grip is generally better unless you have a specific task in mind or a specific goal that relates more to one of those grip types. A holistic view is generally the best for improving overall grip strength. And there was one study I found that looked at this sort of thing in terms of grip training, and I'll post a link to it below. But basically, they had a couple of different groups of individuals. One group was allocated just squeezing exercises for a week, so they would basically have a tennis ball and they would just squeeze that as hard as they could. 3 times a week, they'd do a certain amount of sets and reps. They just do the squeezing of the tennis ball, so working that crush grip. The other group did the tennis ball, but they also used hand grip exercises. So they have these hand grippers where you sort of squeeze and it's more of an active through a range of motion exercise for the grip, and they'd work through that in conjunction with the tennis ball. So they sort of combined 2 different types of grip exercises, and they did find that the group that did both types of exercises did show a significant change in grip strength or mean grip strength, and the group that just did the tennis ball squeeze didn't. So a little bit of study, there was some differences between groups and males and females, but in general, they sort of concluded that a combination of grip strength exercises is more beneficial if looking to improve it in a program. So if you're looking to improve grip strength, getting a range of exercises into your program that covers crush grip, support grip, and probably pinch grip as well is going to help you develop that strength and grip strength to a greater extent. So that's a sort of good place to start. The next resource I found, which I'll post a link to, is sort of an article from the National Strength and Conditioning Association, the NSCA, that they wrote on effective methods for grip strength development. And they sort of took different types of, similar to how I've broken it down, the crush grip, support grip, and pinch grip. They looked at different types of exercises that you can utilize or input into a program to assist in building grip strength. So that's so it gives it a lot of a practical view, which we'll go through. I think general strength training is a great option for grip strength too. So if someone isn't currently in the gym doing any form of resistance training and they want to improve grip strength, you're going to get a lot of grip strength improvements just from your general, any sort of general exercise program or well-structured exercise program. If you're doing things like bent over rows, seated rows, chin-ups, lat pull-downs, deadlifts, single arm rows with a dumbbell, any exercise where you're holding onto a bar or weight, you're going to be developing grip strength. So any general exercise program is going to help benefit your grip strength. And then from there, if we're still looking to improve, we can include some of these sort of more grip-based exercises into it. But probably some of the main ones that I think that I would recommend, and I sort of go into them in these articles pretty well, but the easy ones for the crush and grip is things like squeezing a tennis ball or a stress ball. And you squeeze for, it might be 5 to 10 seconds, and then relax. And you might do 5 or 6 reps of that, and then rest. And then do 3 sets of that 3 times a week, and start to build that up. And that's a really simple way at home to start developing that grip strength, or just building up to it. Weighted carries, so then if we are at a gym or we have dumbbells at home or kettlebells, weighted carries can be a really good way to improve grip strength and train grip strength, and it sort of works more towards that support grip where it's how long can I hold onto an object. So farmers carries can be really good, or you can do it with dumbbells or kettlebells. Can be a really effective way to build grip strength. And that might just be picking up a set of kettlebells or dumbbells and walking for 20 or 30 meters, might be back and forth, doing a bit of a shuttle, and focusing on holding those heavy weights. Again, you do need access to probably slightly heavier weights, so your grip needs to be the ones that are sort of limiting, I guess. So you should feel your grip strength there. So weighted carries can be really good. You can do almost like dead holds. So if you load up a barbell sort of just under hip height, and sort of work on that hold as well, that can be really good. General deadlifts are going to be great for grip strength. Eventually, once you get good at deadlifts, you'll find your grip strength becomes limiting, and that's where people will use straps to help take grip out of it, or grip strength out of it, so they can focus on building their lower body strength. But all the sets you do building up to your maxes or without wrist straps are really important, or can help in developing that strength as well. So just barbell holds can be really great. Another easy one is dead hangs. So any sort of chin-up bar is going to be good, but if you find monkey bars at a park, or some parks have sort of the exercise stations, anywhere you can find something to grip and hold and hang is really, really good. So you can just sit there, hold dead hang, and just hold on for as long as you can, and do some sets of that. Maybe start with 20 to 30 seconds, rest, and just build that time frame of holding as well. And that's a really good way to develop your grip strength. The last one we'll sort of touch on is plate pinching. And this sort of relates to the pinch grip, which can sort of build up a lot of strength in the fingers, especially for individuals that do, say, bouldering or rock climbing. Pinch grip can be really important in building up those the muscles, and pinch grip is a factor in their sport. But plate pinching is a really easy way to build that pinch grip, and it basically involves just picking up a heavy plate and pitching it between your fingers and holding it. Sets and reps, again, you can might start with 10 to 20 seconds holding it, and then relax and do 2 to 3 sets of that. There's a lot of different drills you can do with it. Some people will pinch and then just slowly sort of rotate the plate around between their fingers and hands, gripping them with 2 hands. So if you Google plate pinching exercises, I'm sure you'll find plenty. Give them a try. Some people do plate flips, so you might get a 10-kilo plate, depending, build up slowly, and then you sort of flip it, and you've got to catch it in your pinch grip, and that can be a sort of a more advanced one that will sort of train that pinch grip exercise. But another option there, if you do have weight plates, or you can use dumbbells, you sort of hold the end of the dumbbell depending on the size they are. There's lots of different options. But this article that I'll post a link to below We'll give you some examples and show some pictures of these exercises that you can look to incorporate. If you are sort of incorporating the program, I'd probably look to put them at the end. So complete your normal resistance session and then do your couple of sets of your grip strengthening exercises at the end. If you did them at the start, you're going to limit how much you can, or you're going to limit the grip and tire that grip out, fatigue that grip before you actually do your main body exercises, and that's going to limit the results of those. So any sort of grip training exercises, I would say, do at the end of your resistance program, or consider maybe the day after. But you don't want your grip training to fatigue your grip strength and impact the ability to perform the rest of your exercises for that session. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea about how to some exercise examples and ideas of how to improve your grip strength. Again, doesn't need to be a lot. You can definitely do them home with tennis balls or a stress ball and start squeezing away. And yeah, have a read through these articles. There is a couple other methods in terms of you can use fat grips or wrap towels around your dumbbells, sort of make it more challenging for that grip. But again, implementing a range of these exercises that work on crush strength, support grip, and pinch grip within a sort of a holistic program is the way to go in terms of developing strength, but grip strength. But less is sometimes more with grip strength. If you're putting it into a resistance program, you probably only need 2 to 3 days a week of a little bit of grip strengthening work, and in the long run, you'll hopefully see some improvements. Again, if you are sort of getting any wrist pain or elbow pain after doing these, probably just ease up on the grip strengthening and sort of let it recover, because you will sort of fatigue. But yeah, put them in your programs. Here you go, and hopefully that helps you improve that grip strength. If anyone's got any thoughts on this, any questions, send an email to tom@afa.com.au. If you've got any other questions or topics you'd like me to cover, send an email as well. Other than that, hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon.